Welcome to Worldly Wonders. Ever wondered why icebergs mostly hide beneath the ocean's surface? Well, today I'm diving into the hidden world of icebergs to uncover the science behind this fascinating phenomenon. First off, let's talk about what icebergs are. Icebergs are massive chunks of ice that break off from glaciers or ice shelves and float in the ocean. They are made of freshwater ice, which is less dense than seawater. But here's the mind-blowing part. About 90% of an iceberg is actually submerged underwater. So why does this happen? It all comes down to density and buoyancy. Freshwater ice has a density of about 917 kilograms per cubic meter, while seawater has a density of around 1025 kilograms per cubic meter. Because ice is less dense than seawater, it floats. But the difference in densities is small enough that only a tiny fraction of the iceberg remains above the surface. That's typically around 10%. Let's take a closer look at buoyancy. Buoyancy is the force that allows objects to float. When an iceberg floats, it displaces a volume of seawater equal to its own weight. The submerged part of the iceberg displaces more water because it weighs more. This balance of forces is why the majority of the iceberg stays hidden beneath the waves. But there's more. The shape of an iceberg also plays a role. Icebergs often have irregular shapes, with jagged peaks and deep underwater protrusions. This uneven distribution of mass means that even if an iceberg starts to tip, its buoyancy will stabilize it, keeping the bulk of it underwater. You might be wondering, how big are these hidden giants? Some icebergs can be as large as small cities. The largest recorded iceberg, named B-15, was about 295 kilometers long and 37 kilometers wide. Imagine only seeing a fraction of that above the waterline. Now, why is this important? Knowing that most of an iceberg is underwater is crucial for navigation. Ships need to be aware of the hidden mass to avoid collisions. Remember the Titanic? That disaster was a stark reminder of how dangerous icebergs can be. So, next time you see a picture of an iceberg, remember, there's so much more beneath the surface. It's a reminder that what we see is often just a small part of a much larger reality. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the hidden world of icebergs. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating explorations. See you at the next wonder!